that I part suggestions that I would like to give, especially to the youth. I only have 2 to 3 suggestions which I always share with the youth. I start with a story which I share very often. It's not a story that people have not heard me speak, but I'm very motivated with this story. And that's why I use this story. Maybe you have heard me give this story out before. But this story is really about football. And it's a story about 2 teams playing football for about 3 hours. And after they played football for 3 hours, the score was 0-0. And the reason the score was 0-0 is because they were playing football without goalpost. So they were kicking the ball from one corner to the other without a goalpost. So there were no goals scored. Friends, if you do not have a goal in life, if you don't have a purpose in life, you will be working day and night, and you'll be like those teams, not knowing where you want to go in life, and you will be not able to score any goal or achieve the goals that you would like to achieve. My message to the youth today is, make sure that you have a purpose in your life. Make sure you set your goals and work towards those goals. It's not just individuals. The ICYM has goals, and we work towards those goals. The Catholic Church has goals. We set our targets and we work towards those targets. Governments have goals. If you look at the vision document of 2032, that's when Meghalaya will turn 60 years old. It's a very thick document. It talks about how we will achieve, what we will achieve, and what is a goal for every single sector. But I tell them that if we don't target for 90 or 100%, we will not get even half of that. If we just want to pass an exam, then you will just pass an exam. So I urge all of you that, number one, make sure that as a youth, you must have a purpose and a goal in front, so that you are having a target on where you want to go. I urge the youngsters of the Northeast, this is something that I'm deeply concerned with, is that for us, sometimes we fail to seize the opportunities that are there in front. Sometimes we fail to believe in ourselves that we actually can do it. We sometimes undermine the capacity that we have. We look at ourselves and we feel sorry for ourselves sometimes and say, we are tribals, we can't do it. That itself is a failure. We have failed before even we have started. We have failed before even we have started. I want the youth of the Northeast to want to compete at the top. I remember late P.S. Sangma, our youth, the ICYM also, to have training sessions, to have discussions on enterprise, on entrepreneurship, on business. I can tell you, of course, I'm not trying to compare or trying to, bring out any comparison with other states. But one of the biggest programs that we have is an entrepreneurship program in my state. I believe the way forward for our state and for our region is to promote enterprise, to promote entrepreneurship. And we must do it. We must go out of our way to do it. And I think it is time that our youth also starts believing in themselves that they can actually do it. So I urge, have a purpose, have a goal, have a focus, and you may change your goal 10 years from now. That's fine. But at least you know what you want to do now, and you'll work towards it. Start to be enterprising. Very, very important for our youth. If you're not going to be enterprising, I'll tell you, we'll be left far, far behind. Do it. You may fail, but you will get up again. You will again start to do things. I can tell you, I am an entrepreneur by spirit, let me tell you. I've always believed in starting business. Sad part is I've always failed in it. I failed in all the businesses that I've done. That's the truth. Maybe I'm just a bad businessman, maybe. But I just kept going. I failed in my politics. I have lost the first election that I contested. And I thought that I will win that election because I thought I was late P.A. Sangma's son. How can I lose? And I didn't campaign. I didn't meet the people. I didn't touch the grassroots. I didn't go from village to village. I just used to give a big program, give a long lecture like I'm doing now, and go back home and stick some posters. And I lost that election. And I can tell you that that loss in that election was maybe the greatest turning points in my life. I don't think I would be here today if I had not lost that election, I can tell you. But more importantly, when I lost that election, I cried for 2 months because I could not digest it. But after 2 months, I picked up the pieces. I told myself, I'm not going to accept this, and I'm going to change this. And I worked for next 2 years, day and night, and of course then I won the next election. And that's how life is. So please, my young ICYM members, all the Catholic youths who are out here, we'd like to see more of our Catholic youths come up with enterprises, start their own businesses, become, icons in the Northeast, and we can do it. In Meghalaya, we're trying to support as many as possible. Many, many programs are happening. Of course, we can try in other states also to support in whatever way possible. But this is something that I would like to see. And last, of course, I want to also share, which again is the same message and similar message to what Bahek had mentioned to you, that whatever you do in life, whatever you achieve in life, at the end of the day, it is about being a good human being. If people were to ask me that what is the one quality that you would always like to see in the youth, especially our youth of the Northeast, I told them it would be humility. Because if that is not there in your life, I'll tell you, everything is meaningless. You may get all the power, you may become the chief minister of the state, but if you don't have your feet and your ears on the ground, you're not going to sustain it. Things will change very fast. So whatever you do in life, I only hope and pray that you will always have fear in your heart, fear of the Lord, respect for elders, humility in every situation, and become good human beings. And I'm sure the church, ICYM, is working towards that direction. And I can see today the sea of youngsters in front of us, the hope of the Northeast, the hope of the nation. India is young, but Northeast is even younger. Maximum of our population in the Northeast is Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and Gen Beta. Whereas if you look at the rest of the country, most of the population is the millennial and a bit part of the Gen Z. So we are here as Gen Alpha and Gen Beta, and Gen Z are the maximum. So if you look at the population, it's a pyramid like this. The lowest population is the maximum. Meghalaya, for example, there are only 6 lakh people in my state, including Bahek and myself and Most Reverend Victor Lingdo, who are above the age of 45. And I think hardly about 50,000 people who are above the age of 70. So you can imagine the kind of potential we have. And I keep telling people, youth is our greatest asset. The youth is our greatest challenge. It all depends on how we nurture it. If we nurture it well, Nagaland, Meghalaya, Manipur, Mizoram, the Northeast and India will shine. This youth will be the greatest constructive force that we have seen in this world. And if we can't nurture it, and if they get in the wrong direction and start doing the wrong things, then they will become the biggest destructive force that the world has seen. It's really what ICYM, that's why it's so important. That's why when I was told that, sir, please come, I said, I will absolutely come. And I'm going to the program in October in Kerala also, in the National ICYM program, because I want to talk to the youth. I want to tell our youth that this is the opportunity. Let us not let go. And the theme, so rightly chosen by late Pope Francis, Pilgrims of Hope, is so appropriate on an occasion like this. And I'm sure that we will all achieve that in the days to come. And ICYM will lead you, will direct you, will nurture you to be there as the constructive force to take our region and our state and our country forward. I wish you all the very best. May God bless each and every one of you. And before I conclude, Father John had given so many mementos to everybody. Somebody has to give him something also. It's really unfair. So I know this also is really wrong. I should not be doing this. And all the archbishops are here. I feel very scared to do this. When I went to Rome and I came back from Rome in Pope Francis' funeral, when I met Nuncio, so he blessed and he gave me this rosary. So I would like to hand over this rosary to Father John. Though actually he's supposed to give me a rosary. I hope you know that. So I expect a rosary from him also, but I thought this is a meaningful memento and a meaningful gift from my side. I cannot call it, as a religious thing, because it's not really for me to do it. He's supposed to do it for me. Yeah. But I would like to present this small rosary blessed by our nuncio who gave it to me, and I would like to give it to Father John for all the work that he's been doing. And let's give him a round of applause, really. And he'll be going at the national level now, right? He will be the big boss. Yeah.